The starship Eclipse drifted silently through the void, its hull scarred from a recent skirmish with pirate raiders. The crew, a mix of humans and aliens, worked tirelessly to repair the damage. Among them was Lieutenant Kara Voss, a human engineer with a reputation for fearlessness. She was in the cargo bay, welding a fractured support beam, when the distress signal came through. Lieutenant Voss, the comms officer's voice crackled over the intercom. "We're picking up a faint signal from a nearby asteroid. It's a life sign, but it's weak." Kara wiped the sweat from her brow and set down her welding torch. "On my way." She grabbed her toolkit and made her way to the bridge. The captain, a grizzled veteran named Reiner, was already there, studying the signal on the main screen. "It's an alien life form," Reiner said, his deep voice tinged with concern. "But the asteroid's unstable. If we send a shuttle, it might not make it back." Kara didn't hesitate. "I'll go." Reiner raised an eyebrow. "It's a suicide mission, Lieutenant." "Then it's a good thing I'm not afraid of dying," Kara replied with a smirk. The captain sighed but nodded. "Take the shuttle. And be quick about it." The shuttle ride was rough. The asteroid's gravitational field was erratic, and Kara had to fight to keep the small craft steady. As she approached the source of the signal, she saw a small, damaged escape pod embedded in the asteroid's surface. The pod's hatch was partially open, and a faint glow emanated from within. Kara landed the shuttle as close as she could and suited up. The asteroid's surface was jagged and treacherous, but she moved with purpose, her magnetic boots keeping her anchored. When she reached the pod, she peered inside and saw her. The alien girl was unlike anything Kara had ever seen. Her skin was a shimmering silver, with delicate, iridescent patterns that seemed to shift and change as she moved. Her hair was a cascade of fine, crystalline strands that caught the light like a prism. She was unconscious, her breathing shallow, but she was alive. Kara carefully extracted the alien from the pod, cradling her in her arms. She was surprisingly light, her body almost ethereal. Kara carried her back to the shuttle, her heart pounding with a mix of fear and determination. As soon as they were aboard, Kara set the alien girl down and began administering first aid. The shuttle's medical scanner indicated that she was suffering from oxygen deprivation and minor injuries, but nothing life-threatening. Kara breathed a sigh of relief and set a course back to the Eclipse. When they arrived, the ship's medical team was waiting. They took the alien girl to the infirmary, where she was placed in a regenerative pod to speed up her recovery. Kara stayed by her side, watching as the girl's silver skin regained its luster and her breathing steadied. Hours passed, and Kara was about to leave when the girl's eyes fluttered open. They were a deep, mesmerizing violet, and they locked onto Kara's with an intensity that made her heart skip a beat. "You saved me," the alien girl whispered, her voice like the chiming of distant bells. Kara nodded. "I did. My name's Kara. What's yours?" The girl hesitated, then said, "I am Zynara of the Celestial Court. I owe you my life." Kara smiled. "You don't owe me anything. Just glad I could help." But Zynara's expression was serious. "No, you do not understand. Among my people, to save a life is to bind it to your own. You have shown great courage, and for that, I am eternally grateful." Kara blinked, unsure of how to respond. Well, you're welcome. But really, it's no big deal." Zynara reached out and took Kara's hand, her touch sending a warm, tingling sensation through Kara's arm. "It is a big deal, and I wish to honor you in the way of my people." Kara's eyes widened. "Honor me? How?" Zynara's gaze was unwavering. "By asking for your hand in marriage." Kara's jaw dropped. "Wait, what? Marriage? But we just met. Zynara nodded. It is our way. You have proven yourself worthy, and I wish to bind my life to yours. Will you accept? Kara was speechless. She had never been one for tradition, let alone alien customs. But there was something about Zynara's earnestness that made her pause. I don't know, Kara stammered. This is all so sudden. Zynara's expression softened. I understand. It is a great thing to ask. But know that I am sincere, and I will wait for your answer. Kara nodded, her mind racing. Okay. I'll think about it. Over the next few days, Zynara stayed on the eclipse, recovering from her ordeal. She and Kara spent a lot of time together, talking and learning about each other's cultures. Kara found herself drawn to Zynara's gentle demeanor and sharp intellect, while Zynara admired Kara's bravery and resourcefulness. One evening, as they sat in the ship's observation deck, watching the stars drift by, Zynara turned to Kara and said, "Have you thought about my proposal?" Kara sighed. "I have. And I have to admit I'm still not sure. Marriage is a big commitment, and we come from such different worlds." Zynara nodded. "I understand. But perhaps our differences are what make us strong. Together we could bridge the gap between our peoples, create something new and beautiful." Kara looked into Zynara's eyes and saw the sincerity there. She realized that, despite the strangeness of the situation, she had grown to care for Zynara. And maybe, just maybe, that was enough. "Okay," Kara said, a smile tugging at her lips. "I'll marry you." Zynara's face lit up with joy, and she threw her arms around Kara. "Thank you, Kara. You have made me the happiest being in the universe." Kara laughed, feeling a warmth spread through her chest. "Well, I guess we're doing this. But you have to promise me one thing." "Anything," Zynara said. "No more near-death experiences, okay? I don't think my heart can take it." Zynara chuckled, the sound like music. "I promise." The wedding was a small, intimate affair, held in the Eclipse's cargo bay. The crew gathered to witness the union, and even Captain Reiner cracked a smile as Kara and Zynara exchanged vows. It was a blending of human and alien traditions, a symbol of the bond they had formed. As they stood together, hand in hand, Kara felt a sense of peace she hadn't known before. She had always been a wanderer, never staying in one place for too long. But with Zynara, she felt like she had found a home. And as they looked out at the stars, Kara knew that their journey was just beginning. Together, they would explore the universe, face its challenges, and create a future that was as bright and boundless as the cosmos itself.